Hi! Today we are going to relate fractions to decimals. But first, let's review a couple things. We need to make sure that we know our place values after our decimal points. So if you have maybe forgotten the names of these place values, I would think about taking a minute to write them down in your notes so that you can come back to them if you need them. So if we say 8 hundredths, what that looks like is 0.08, right? Because the hundredths is in this second spot. Okay? And 3/10, as you know, looks like 0.3 because this is the tenth spot right after the decimal. Now let's go the other way around. If we have the fraction 6/10, we say this as 6/10 or 0.6. And if we have the mixed fraction 3 and 17/1000, we say this as 3 and 17/1000, which is also written as 3.017. Notice that there are 3 zeros in 1000 and 3 spaces here. And above, there is 1 0 in 10 and 1 place value here. See how they match up? Fractions and mixed numbers with denominators that are powers of 10 can be renamed as decimals, and the word names are the same. For example, 7/10 is a power of 10 and can be written as 0.7. Both of these are 7/10. In the next one, 100 is a power of 10, so 3 and 9/100 is written as 3.09, with the 9 being in the 100ths place. Lastly, we have 41 10,000ths, and as we know, 10,000 is a power of 10, and so can be written as 0.0041, with the 41 being in the 10,000ths place. But either way that it's written, this number is 41 10,000ths. Whew, what a mouthful. Basically, what all of this is saying is fractions that are powers of 10, such as 7/10, 9/100, and 41 10,000ths, can be written as decimals. But you already knew that. To rename fractions and mixed numbers with denominators that are powers of 10 as decimals, we have to first read the given fraction. So 8/100 is 8 hundredths. See the connection? We have 100 and hundredths. Get it? Then we determine the decimal place. Hundredths is 2 decimal places, or 2 spots after the decimal. Lastly, we write an equivalent fraction. So 2 decimal places means we write it as 0.08, second spot after the decimal. And that's all there is to it. Let's try another one. First, we read the given fraction. So 7/10 is the same as 7/10. Then we determine the decimal place. And a tenth is 1 decimal place. And now we write an equivalent fraction. 7/10 is written as 0.7, 1 decimal place. Let's try one more. Here we have 13 and 28 hundredths. Now, as you can see, we have a whole number. So this means that we're going to have numbers on the other side of the decimal. But first we read the fraction as 13 and 28 hundredths, and then we determine the decimal place, and we know that 100ths means we need 2 decimal places. Now let's write the equivalent decimal. We have 13 wholes, which means that we have 13 on this side, and then 28 hundredths, so 13.28. Just remember that however many zeros there are tells you how many spaces are behind the decimal. So we have 2 zeros in 100 and we have 2 spaces behind the decimal. Make sense? It's a surefire way to check yourself to make sure that your numbers are spaced correctly. We can go the other way around too. If we have 0.87, we can write this as a fraction. The last number falls in the hundredths place, which means that our fraction is out of 100. Again, how do we check this? There are 2 zeros in 100 and 2 spaces here. So you know you have the right denominator. And now all we do is put this number on the top, 87 out of 100. Try these problems on your own on a separate sheet of paper and bring them to class for credit. We'll go over them tomorrow. You got this!